Hello, friends, and welcome to 38th episode of Sky High Symposium. It's our endeavor to serve the best to our women fraternity, and that is why from the 2022, um, our Women International Day, 8th March 2022, we have started this series of Sky High Symposium. And I'm very happy to share with all of you that this is continuously going since 8th March 22, and today we are seeing 38th session, episode, 38th episode. And every time we have two speakers and various moderators, coordinators. So I am very happy for the success of this series because of the speakers and also the coordinators and all of you, my dear intelligent, beautiful participants. Thank you so much. Further, I would also like to request you, all participants, to please come forward, not only for viewing and being the audience, very good audience, but also come forward. This is the platform provided to you for being the speaker or the coordinator. So please come forward so that your your speaking skill, what is our objective to give the platform to budding women chartered accountants is improvised, and you get more and more, you gain more and more confidence. And with that objective we have started, and we want to promote that. We have institute has declared the result on 10th of December, and this is the first time in the history of the institute both the results, CA final and CA intermediate results, have announced together. Otherwise, it's always announced first CA final, after that some 10 days, 15 days gap, and then CA intermediate. But we have announced CA final and CA intermediate results together. And friends, let me tell all of you the numbers of chartered accountants who have cleared this CA final exams and qualified as a CA. 12,727 or 29. 12,729 CAs have qualified. And one more additional information, which is very important for this committee, is that out of this 12,720 odd chartered accountants cleared, what is the female ratio? Can you imagine the female CA qualified? Can you share the number in the chat box? Just imagine and give the numbers what the female must have qualified in this exam out of this 12,720 odd chartered accountants. Yes, are we getting any numbers? Ruchi, are we getting any numbers in chat box? Ruchi?
No,
are
ma'am.
you there?
Yeah, ma'am. No, ma'am. No.
Are all of you listening what I am telling? The woman fraternity ratio is increasing day by day, and this attempt, out of this 12,729 chartered accountants qualified, 41.5% are female CAs qualified. So about 5,000 are women CAs qualified out of this 12,000. So day by day, the women CA ratio is increasing. However, lot of women CAs are not doing anything, even if they want to do, but because of some constraints, they have taken break and they are not able to do. But we are there. We have started this campus placement program specifically for women. We have initiated this Sky High Symposium to motivate women and to become the speaker. We are also doing a lot of planning to do a lot of other activities so that you get the proper platform from the ICAI. There are a lot of other things to share, but right now I'm not going into all those things because we have two wonderful sessions. The first being on the income tax ITRU, which is very, very important and CA Saranya Pari will be taking that, and how to be a best of the entrepreneurship. If you have, even if you are qualified as a chartered accountant, you can be best of the entrepreneur. Friends, I have done my entrepreneurship management from Indian School of Business. It was a batch of 30 people, all entrepreneurs. And I was the only chartered accountant. And what I have seen, when there was a session on the accounts and finance, so no one would come to know. Everyone was fumbling, all the business people. But we have the in-depth knowledge of accounts and the finance, which is the basic requirement of for any business success. And we understand the business in wonderful, extraordinary manner, if with the knowledge of best of the knowledge of accounts and finance. And hence, if we have passion of any business or entrepreneurship, any startup, with the background knowledge of accounts and finance, we can do wonders in the business also, and we can become the successful entrepreneur also. And for that, we have the session taken by C. Pallavi Dayan on entrepreneurship. So these are the two sessions for today's 38th episode. Once again, I welcome all both of my listeners, all my moderators, the Pooja, Sangeeta, and Vinodni, for being there, taking out time. And I am sure that all of you participants will be learning a lot with these two sessions. So welcome all of you, and thank you very much for being part of this Sky High Symposium. Thank you so much, and over to Sangeeta.
Yeah, good evening, fellow members. Good evening, Preeti ma'am.
And one more, yeah, Sangeeta ji. So in advance, let me wish all of you a very, very happy Republic Day.
Yes, happy Republic Day to everyone.
Yes.
Good evening, fellow members. Good evening, Preeti madam, and good evening, Saranya Pari madam. I have given opportunity by Preeti ma'am to speak today. Thank you, Preeti ma'am. And our first speaker is CS SK Saranya Pari ma'am. She is presently taking lectures. She's taking lectures in as a career counseling programs for professional courses. She is presently practicing in income tax, GST, and accountancy field, and teaching for all professional courses. That's great. And she is qualified company secretary. She is also taking GST e-filing classes for our institute. And she's also taking guest lectures in various colleges. Now, over to ma'am.
So you are a CA as well as CS?
Ma'am, actually, I'm CS Inter qualified, final one group qualified.
Mm-hmm.
It was an Inter.
Okay, and you are also chartered accountant?
Yeah, I'm a chartered accountant.
Yeah. Great, thank you so much. Please take the session. Thank you for being there.
Thank you so much. Good evening, one and all present here. I heartily thank our ICA Women's Empowerment Committee for giving me this opportunity on handling a great virtual program. I'm going to just give you all the provisions relating to ITRU, which is an updated written, which has been newly introduced in the last budget, actually. So this is what I think recently for the past 4 to 5 months, it was a very hot topic which was going on in all the chartered accountants office, how to file ITRU, and whether the ITR has been started, or etc., and who can file ITRU, because lots of confusions are there regarding whether all the persons can go for ITRU, or any specific provisions are there to file this ITR? Like there's so many confusions are there. So I'm just throwing a small view on what are the features and provisions of ITRU. And at last, I'll just show you how the exact e-filing, how to choose the ITR updated return also. So let us move on to the first thing. So what is that ITRU first of all? So when is that ITRU has been given? So ITRU, which is called as updated return, is a form which is used for updating our income tax return. So the word used is updating our income tax return, and it is not actually a new form which a person can file. So the next part is whether the ITRU is the updated return which can be filed only by the persons who have already filed the returns. It is not so. That is what the thing here is. So the word may represent it is updating return, but the persons one who have not filed the return so far can also utilize this ITRU option to file their return. Now, what is the need for this ITRU? And whether there is any penalty when the people is going to file ITRU. It is not as such. Only the interest and the tax part is little bit going to be high when compared to our normal tax, what we actually pay. So when this ITRU has been introduced. So now the ITRU, this concept has been introduced in the Union Budget 2022. And from this year onwards, we have started using this ITRU, which is the updated return, where everybody who have missed their income tax returns so far, and the persons one who have wrongly or missed out any incomes where the tax has not been paid so far, they can very well file the ITRU. So it was a new updated ITR return which we are into. And which section speaks about this ITRU? Actually, new section was introduced, which is 139 subsection 80 of the Income Tax Act, and the rules regarding 12AC of the income tax rules gives the taxpayers actually a chance to get their returns updated, or we can see to file a new return in case no return was filed earlier. So it clearly specifies that a person, one who has already filed the return, can go for ITR, as well as the person, one who has not filed their return so far, can also go for their ITRU. So this is actually a very big boon for us. Those who big boon for the persons one who has not filed their income tax returns, or those who have missed or any information or income as such errorly, they can very well use this ITRU. And a main thing is whether the persons will be facing any why the person has to go for this ITRU. See, if the person is not filed the return, or if the person has erroneously filed the return or missed their incomes or escaped their incomes, they will obviously be caught into the prosecutions and proceedings. So this ITRU helps the person go voluntarily file the ITRU and get themselves pay the tax voluntarily, and so that they can be escaped from any litigations. So this was the main thing, or a very big advantage ITRU actually. Now moving on to eligibility, this was a very big thing. Lots of confusions have been raised. So who are the persons one who can file the ITRU? So now any person can furnish the updated return, irrespective of the fact that whether he has furnished or not furnished. So this is what I was telling you people actually. So any person can furnish the updated return. So it is not that a person separately, like individual or company or a partnership. It is not such like that. So any person can go for furnishing an updated return. Now, whether there is any fact whether the person can file the return or not, like the person one should have filed the return earlier, or like that. No, it is not so. The person one has not filed the return can go for an ITRU. The person who has filed the original return already, again the person can go for an ITRU, or the person one who has gone for the revised return already. The doubt will be like this. Already I filed a revised return. So whether I can go for an updated return, very well it can go. The updated return is something where the information's missed, or especially we have some due dates for original return or revised return or belated return, which is 31st of December of the relevant assessment year. But this ITRU gives us a time limit which is more than the 9 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. So this is a very big advantage once again. So now the person, when he was already filed the original return or filed the revised return or gone through the belated return, or the person when he was not furnished the return at all. So everybody can go for this ITRU. And now, lots of confusions once again, whether in what cases the updated return can be filed or not, exactly. So now the return not filed previously. I was telling you about so long I was not filing the return at all. So whether I can go for an ITRU? Yes, very well. If you have not filed the return genuinely, or some main purposes, or I've skipped some income, or I've missed out some tax things which I have to pay, the person who have not filed previously also, now they can file the ITRU. Now, misreporting of income, it may be erroneously or wantedly, whatever it is. So I've misreported my income. Now I just wanted to correct it. So for that reason, I can go for ITRU. Now, I have chosen the wrong heads of income. So actually speaking, in our practice, we know very well the client will be coming on only on say 31st of December or 31st of October, and they will be giving lots of pressure for us, I think so, to file the returns. Now, what will happen by erroneously, we may do some wrong heads of income. Sometimes from our part also, they will not give the exact incomes what they have missed out because of coming for the wrong last dates and all. So when they have done or when they have chosen any wrong heads of income, we can go very well for updated return. Now we have paid the tax at wrong rates. Just for an example, if we see the capital gains, even for the short-term capital gain, there is some 15% special rate of tax, as well as there is a rate where the normal slab rates can be used. So in that case also, whether we have selected wrong rates and instead of paying for 30%, we have gone for 15%. So in that, what we are doing is we are suppressing our tax. We are paying the tax which is very less what we have to actually pay. So in this case also, we can very well go to the updated return and we can pay the tax which we have missed, or we have erroneously not paid, or we have chosen a wrong rate of tax like that. We can go very well for the updated return and correct those mistakes. Now, at the end of this, I'll be telling you in what cases this updated return cannot be used by the SSE. That is what the thing is. Actually speaking, this updated return is one side beneficial to the department. Why? Because is from all these points, and next slide we can very well notice that the person cannot go for refund, or the person cannot go for reduction of tax. So very well, one side it is beneficial to the assessee, but majority it is beneficial to the department side. Why? Because we can see in this, the person who wants to reduce the carried forward losses. So a person has already gone for, has already done the filing of returns where he has shown losses more. Now, he wants to reduce the losses which he wants to carry forward. In that purpose, it is beneficial to the department, not to the assessee, because he is going to reduce the carry forward losses. So the person, if he wants to reduce the carry forward losses, he or she can very well use the updated return and reduce the carry forward losses. In same way, to reduce the unabsorbed depreciation. If the person has gone for unabsorbed depreciation, he has shown more. In that case also, the person can reduce the unabsorbed depreciation. And also the tax credit, which we have used for MAT or AMT under section 115JB or 115JC. Now, the concept of MAT or AMT is something where the company or an individual has to pay the minimum amount of tax where the persons are claiming deductions, because one side the income tax department is giving us the deductions, and one side they want us to pay the tax also. So whenever we are having say MAT credit or AMT credit, where the person can adjust when the person is going to pay the tax under normal income tax, that time the tax credit of this MAT or AMT will be used to set off or to reduce the tax which the person is going to pay under the income tax. In that case, we will be accumulating the MAT credit or AMT credit, say for 15 years. In that case, if we want to reduce the tax credit of MAT or AMT, which we have already filed, in that case, we can very well go for the updated return and reduce the tax credit what we have already claimed. So once again, it is beneficial to the department and not for the assessee. Now, so long we were seeing the cases in which the updated return can be filed. Now they are giving where the updated return cannot be filed. Actually, in today's scenario, we can see the clients who are coming to us asking for, ma'am, can we file for 2 years return or file 3 years return because we are going for a loan, etc., etc. During previously for before 3 to 4 years, we had that option. We can file up to 2 years or 3 years together. Some banks do have that. A minimum time period, say 6 months. The minimum gap between the return filing should be 6 months. All those things. But what happened was, since the department wants us to file the returns on correct basis and within the time limit, they have actually shortened the time limit for belated returns, say revised return, etc. First it was March, then it was reduced to December, like that, so on. Now what happened was, now the client comes to us and they ask to us whether, ma'am, updated return can be filed for us. Now I'm going for a loan. There is again a thing. See, updated return is a nil return. Now you cannot go for an updated return. So I already told you that it is beneficial to the department, not for the assessee. So strictly speaking, where the ITRU can be used is whenever it is beneficial to the department, like reducing the losses, like paying extra taxes, whatever it's so. So now, if the updated return is a nil return, the person cannot go for an updated return. And next one is about if the updated return is a return of a loss. Now, we'll take that if a person has already filed the return. Now, with a profit, now suddenly he wants to reduce the profit or he wants to make it as a loss return. Now the person cannot go for an updated return. So if a person wants to go for a nil return, the person cannot file ITRU. If a person wants to go for an loss return, again ITRU cannot be filed. And if the updated return results in increase of refund, the person has already claimed refund. Now, once again, he wants to increase the refund. Let it be erroneously or wantedly, whatever it is. But if the person wants to go for increase of a refund, this updated return cannot be used. And next part is, if the filing of the updated return results in lower tax liability as compared to the originally filed return. Now, person has already filed the return already. Say example, we'll take that the person has gone for 1 lakh of tax. Now the person erroneously or wantedly, whatever it is, now what the person wants to do is he wants to reduce the tax liability, he wants to reduce the income, and he wants to reduce the tax, showing that they want to file say 90,000 or 80,000 whatsoever. Now, because what is happening, it is not beneficial to the department, it is beneficial to the assessee. So once again, what is happening is the person who wants to lower the tax liability cannot go for an updated return. And this updated return actually is given for the persons who are not filed or erroneously filed. Now, what is happening is some case of survey is coming or search is coming. In that cases, the books, documents, or assets which has already been seized by the income tax department. Now, the assessee wants to take an advantage by filing the updated return, whatever they have missed in their original income tax return. So now already they are caught. So in this case, the person cannot go for an updated return because already your files are with the income tax department where they started their assessment procedures or whatever it is. So when the books, documents, or assets whatsoever, if it is seized by the income tax authorities, then the person cannot go for an updated return. And same way, if the person's already has been coming under the survey under 133A, in that case also, the person cannot go for an updated return. or we'll have a doubt that whether already search has been conducted, already survey has been conducted. Only in that cases we cannot go for an updated return. No. If a search or prosecution, at least prosecution proceeding which has been initiated, even if it is initiated or not, that it should be in process or something like that. Even if the search or the prosecution proceedings has been initiated for that specific assessment year which the assessee wants to go for filing an updated return, the assessee cannot do so. Now, the person cannot go for an updated return in that case also. So, in all the cases, it is not beneficial to the assessee. Once again, it is beneficial to the department. And it is continuing actually. If assessment or reassessment, revision, recomputation is already pending or completed for that relevant year, you want to go for an updated return where the issue is pending now. Already income tax department is under the assessment proceedings of our books, documents, or assets, whatever it is. In that case, we can't go and say, no, sir, I've done anything erroneously or I've omitted. In that case, we cannot say so. Already assessment proceedings has been started. So in this case, no option. The person cannot go for an updated return. Or already scrutiny assessment or whatso assessment has been started or completed, not even started, it has been completed. Already assessment order also has been issued. In that case also, ITRU cannot be filed. Now, the assessing officer is having information about that person regarding money laundering or black money or whatever it is. So, or smugglers, whatever it is. Now, already the information about the person is already with the income tax department. Now, income tax department is going to take a charge against you. Now, in that case, we are going voluntarily, no, I'll file the updated return. It is not possible. So, if already the assessing officer is having any information against that person and any proceedings has been issued or notice has been issued, in that case also, the updated return cannot be issued. And in short, no updated return can be filed in case where there is no additional tax outgo. This is what we are actually seeing from the first. Only if the person wants to go for additional payment of tax or wants to reduce their losses, only in that cases the person can go for ITRU. Now, there can be two cases because we were talking about that the person who has already filed ITRU will also be there. I mean, ITR will also be there. The person who has not filed the ITR will also be there. Now, in these two cases, one side there will be the person who has not filed the return. So the person who has not filed the return, no problem. You can go for an ITRU, provide all the details now, pay additional tax also. That is what we are going to see. You have to pay the additional tax also, pay the interest, pay the late fee, whatever it is applicable, you can do everything and file the return. Now on the other side, the person has already filed the return. He has already paid some tax, interest part, etc., etc. Now once again, I'm going to go for an updated return ITRU. Now should I file the interest or late fee even for the amount of tax that has already been paid? It is not so. Only the difference between the tax, what we have already shown, and now the extra thing, what we are showing in the updated return, only for that tax part, we will be paying any interest or etc., additional tax, etc. So in this case, already, if the person is having any TDS credit or any losses which have not already adjusted, can it be adjusted now? It is not so, because that option is over, because we have already given you time for original return, we have already given time for belated return, we are not doing so. Now, in this case, the person cannot take any advantages what they have missed earlier. The only option of this ITRU is just reducing your losses, or other way, pay additional tax to the department. Why I'm telling beneficial to the department, we'll be saying because the additional tax is actually more. That is, already we have to pay the tax. In addition to that, we'll be paying additional taxes also. Now, coming to the main part, what is the time limit to file the ITRU? Now, the time limit to file the updated return is actually 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. Not in the year from which the return is filed or something like that. It is actually 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year. So we are in the current financial year 2022-23. Now, for what years we are eligible to go for an ITRU, because only the returns already filed, which has completed years, for that only you can go for an ITRU. Now, for which years the assessee can go for updated return is for the assessment year 2021 as well as for 21-22, the assessee can go for updated return, because it is from the end of the relevant assessment year, it is 24 months. So already the belated return time is over. The person has not filed the return so far. He missed it. He wants to pay the tax now. He wants to show the extra amount of income now. So very well, the person from the end of the relevant assessment year, there is a time limit of 24 months where the assessee can file the ITRU and pay the taxes whatsoever they are left. So for 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, the assessee can very well go for ITRU. Now, just an example is given. Now, for the financial year 21-22, which has already been over. Now, for the financial year 21-22, the relevant assessment year is 22-23. So, from assessment year 22-23, we have 24 months. So, from March 23 to March 24, again from March 24 to March 2025, we have 24 months left from the end of the relevant assessment year. Now, here the person who has already gone for original return, or the person gone for belated return, or the person one has gone for revised return, everybody can go for an updated return. But once, if the time limit for that return itself, that is the old return, say belated return or something else, is not over, the person cannot go for an ITRU, because the time limit is still there for the belated return, etc. For example, say financial year 2021-22, the time limit for belated return is just got over, which is 31st December 2022. Now, if these provisions where we were speaking, if we were speaking about the provisions before 31st of December 2022, I would say that for the financial year 2022, a person cannot go for an ITRU, because the time limit is still up to 31st December, where the assessee can go for belated return. So there is an option for the assessee to go for the belated return along with the late fee. In that case, the person cannot go for an ITRU. So very well clear, where the person can go for ITRU is the time limit for filing the returns. Let it be like original return or belated return or revised return, whatever it is. Only when the time limit of that particular returns is over, then only the person can go for an ITRU. Otherwise, already your normal provisions is applicable. So you have to go for that relevant section, say 139.1 or 139.4 or 139.5, whatever it is. The person cannot go for 139.8A. So this is what the provisions is. Now, going to ITRU, what is the one side we have missed? We just don't want to face any litigations. So we're just going for an ITRU. Now, what is the biggest advantages for the department and what is a very big disadvantage? See, one side, I just don't want to go for the litigation. That was the only purpose that I'm going for an ITRU. Now, as such, whether I can go for an ITRU, it is not so. See, for the additional income, you have to pay a normal tax. In that addition to your normal tax, the person has to pay an additional tax of 25% or 50% on the tax amount, depending on when you are filing the ITRU. Because we saw there are 24 months from the end of the relevant assessment year where the ITRU can be filed. Now they are splitting into two levels. That is, they are splitting as 12 months. Now, if the assessee wants to file the return within 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, yes, very well. You are welcome. You can pay the tax along with your return. But in addition to your tax, the normal tax you have to pay. In addition to that, you have to pay 25% of the additional tax plus interest. So the person, one who has not filed or one who wants to update the return, now what they want to do is they have to pay their normal tax. They have to pay their additional tax and the interest or late fee whatsoever applicable to them, they have to pay. So just as such, the person cannot stop with or end up with paying the normal tax and the interest or late fee and all. If the person wants to go for an ITRU, they have to compulsorily pay additional tax in addition to their normal tax. So the normal tax has to be paid by the assessee. In addition to that, additional tax also has to be paid. Say 25% or 50% as the case may be. Now, what is the case of that 25%? If the assessee files the ITRU within 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, the additional tax would be just 25%. But if the assessee has not filed within the 12 months from the end of the relevant assessment year, and again 12 months is remaining, so they want to file in the next 12 months, that is, say from the end of the relevant assessment year, they're going to use the entire 24 months, or they're not filed within that first 12 months. If the assessee crosses the first 12 months, and if they are in the second 12 months, now the assessee has to pay 50% of the additional tax. Okay, so normal tax has to be paid, additional tax of 50% has to pay, and the interest amount also has to be paid by the assessee when they want to go for an option of ITRU. Now, what is the tax on updated return? So we were discussing about that. There will be two kinds of assessee. One was already paid the return, and the person one who has not filed the return. Actually, the person one who has not filed the return, no issue at all. The person can very well download the proper Excel utility or ITR utility, whatever they are using, as like a return, whatever they are using, they have to choose the return, but they have to choose 139.88. I'll show you the Excel or utility, what we have to choose and how it is getting changed. Now, there are two cases where the person has not filed and the person one who has filed. The person one who has not filed, just fill all the details, compute all the tax. In addition to the normal tax, you just pay your additional tax of say 25% and 50%, along with the interest, late fee, etc., etc. Then after updating all your tax details, the person can go and file for the ITR2. Now, how the tax has been computed on this updated return? Because I was speaking about that additional tax of say 25% or 50% are there. So now what is happening is, first case is that when there is no return is furnished earlier, so the person is not filing has not filed the return so far. Now this is the first time where the assessee is filing the return. Now what has to be done? Tax has to be paid along with the interest and along with the late fee. Because we know very well, interest is normally there is 234A, 234B, 234C, where the persons have not filed the returns for non-filing of returns. 234A and 234B and C is for non-payment of advance tax. So in this case also, there is something called late fee, where the assessee has not filed the return within the due dates. Now already the assessee has not filed the returns. So he has not filed the returns. Now only he is going to file the return. Now what he has to do? Whether the person has to go for 234A? Yes. Whether the person has to go for 234B? Yes. 234C? Yes. 234F? Yes. Because he has not filed the return. So however you are filing the return lately, so automatically late fee is applicable to that person. So the person, along with the return, along with the normal tax, along with the additional tax, all these interest and whatever the late fees is applicable, all this they have to pay. Then only they can go for an updated return. Then only they can file the ITRU. Now, but no return has been filed under say 139.1 or belated return, whatever it is. Now the tax has to be paid on the basis of updated return. I'll show you how the calculations are being there. So now the assessee should pay the tax together with the interest or fee, whatever is applicable, along with the additional income or additional tax, whatever it is, before furnishing the return. So the person has to calculate the same as usual procedure. We have to calculate all the taxes, interest, etc., etc. First, we have to make the challan payment and fit up the details. Then only the person can go for an ITRU. Just filing first and then paying back, that is not permissible. Now, how the computation is being taken? It is normal as such what we are doing. Now we have computing the tax, we have computing the normal tax, etc., etc. Now we have already paid any advance tax, or do we have any TDS or TCS, any relief where there is arrears or something like that, or relief or tax under DTAA, some relief of tax from outside countries, specified territory outside India, or tax credit which has been adjusted. All this can be claimed here also. Okay. So the tax payable is to be computed after taking into account the following. So I'm doing it for the first time. Whether I can't claim anything like this, I have missed out genuinely or something, like it is not so. If I've already paid advance tax, you have TDS, etc., etc. All this, what you have already, you can very well deduct from the tax what you have to pay now. This is what the provision is. Now, interest, I've already discussed. Interest under section 234A, we have not paid because we have not filed the return. This is the first time we are going to file the return. Even though it is an ITRU, even though you are paying the additional tax, yes, you have to compulsorily go for, or you have to compulsorily pay interest under section 234A because we have not filed the return so long. Now we are filing the return. You have to compulsory go for an interest. You have to pay the interest under section 234A. It is on the amount of the tax on total income and on what amount the interest has to be calculated. Whether it is on my old value or on this amount of the updated return. Very well, it is on the tax amount on the updated return what you are showing finally. So on that tax amount only, the person has to calculate the 234A interest and they has to pay along with the tax amount. And this is the second case where the person has not has furnished the return earlier. Now that was a easy case, or that was a case where the person has filed the return already. Not filed. So it was like a new return. The person is computing or dumping all the incomes. They have to pay all the taxes, etc., etc. Now, in this case, is very much wanted case, I think, in today's scenario, because all the assessees, what they have skipped or what we have skipped or something like that, what we have not filed so long, that it is going to be happen now. That is in the case where the return is already furnished earlier. Now, again, the interest has to be paid. Yes, has to be paid. Now, what we have to do in this updated return alone, it is not like a new return. We have to get the additional income. We have to compute. We have to take the values or incomes, whatever we have shown in the return, what we have filed already. Now, you have to compute the actual income or actual tax, what actual income. Then only we'll be coming to the tax. We'll be taking the actual income, what you have to compute now. Now we have to find the difference now. This is called an additional income. So only for this additional income, we will be paying extra tax and additional tax for this. So where the return of income, which has been already filed, it'd be like original return, or it could be a belated return, or it could be a revised return, whatsoever. Now, the taxes payable on the basis of updated return, again 113.8A, the assessee would be liable to pay such tax together with the interest payable under any provisions for any default or delay in payment of advance tax. We were discussing about 234BC. So everything is applicable to that person also. Now, as reduced by the amount of interest paid already. So if suppose the person has already paid, say, 234A or B, 234B or C, where the payment has gone above 10,000, the person has to compulsory go for the advance tax. The person has already paid the interest also, but the person would have been paid only for the tax what they have filed in the original return. Now the person wants to show the additional income. So once again, whether I should go for an advance tax? Yes, of course, because you are showing the income high. You're going to show the tax high. So the interest also has to be paid for the tax or the additional income what you are showing. So this was the case. The thing what has been done in an overall view. So in what financial years or for what financial years we can go for an ITRU? I take in just two examples where from the last we can go. First is for financial year 2020 and 21. So for the financial year 2021, the assessment year is going to be 21-22. From 21-22, that is assessment year. From the end of the relevant assessment year only, we are having 24 months. So from 1/4/2022 to 23, it is actually 12 months. So the person has to pay additional tax of 25%. Whereas if the person has skipped, or say we are in 31st March of 2023, so we are in January now. So if the person wants to go for an updated return or wants to file an updated return for financial year 2021, we still have time limit up to 31st of March where you can pay 25% of the tax. If you're crossing March, so automatically it comes under the second 12 months. So if the person is filing the updated return, say from 1/4/2023 to 31/3/2024, which is falling under the second 12 months, from that is 12 months to 24 months, the person has to go for the 50%. Now, then the next part is about the late fee. The late fee is same like if the person has already filed the return or not has not filed the return. If the person has filed the return, the late fee will not be applicable. Now the person has not filed the return, so automatically the person would have not paid the late fee. Now he is filing the return, so automatically late fee gets applicable. If the income is say up to 5 lakhs, same like 234F, what we have, what is already there in the section. So up to 5 lakhs, the person has to go for 1,000 rupees of late fee, and if it is going for above 5 lakhs, then the person has to compulsorily go for an late fee of say 5,000 rupees because income is crossing about 5 lakhs. So now what is the last date to get the updated return to be filed? Now we have time limit up to 31st of March 2024 for the financial year 2021, where the assessment year is 2021-22. So we have time limit up to 31st of March 2024, where the returns of 2021-22 can be updated. And same case is that I've just given an example for financial year 2021-22. The assessment year is going to be 22-23. So from the relevant assessment year 22-23, we'll be having 24 months. So for first 12 months, say up to 31st of March 2024, the person will be paying 25% of tax. And if it is going to be in the next 12 months, the person will be paying 50% of tax. Same again, once the return is filed or return is not filed, if the return is filed already, late fee will not be applicable. Only if the return is not filed so far, and this is the first time that the assessee is going to file, even though it is an ITRU, the person has not filed the return earlier, the person has to compulsorily pay the late fee of say 1,000 rupees and 5,000 rupees, as the case may be. Now, what is the last date to get the updated return is 31st of March 2025. So this time limit is important, and where the persons can go very well for the updated return is very important. So now our client be asking, Madam Nanda, Madam, I have missed my returns, whether I can file it now. No, it is not possible. Only the first thing what we have to ask is whether the person is going to pay any, whether the person is going to show any additional income, whether the person is going to show any additional tax. Only in that case, ITRU can be used. So in nowhere where the assessee wants to go for extra refund or wants to claim more losses, or if the assessee even wants to go for the nil return, it is not possible. So only in one case, where the assessee is ready to pay the tax, where he missed out the tax, where the assessee is going to show the additional income, only in that cases, the assessee can go for an ITRU, updated return. Otherwise, in no cases, the assessee can go for an ITRU. And this is about the ITRU. I'll just show you how the utility to be chosen from the income tax department. Actually, I'm directly taking it from income tax department itself. Everybody, all of us know how to download the utility. So I've just downloaded the utility, and I've already opened an Excel. I'll just show how the normal return is getting changed into an updated return. 1 second. Hope it is visible now. All right. So it is actually the utility what I've already downloaded from our income tax site because of time being. So I've just taken the utility of the assessment year 2020-21 because from that 2 years relevant assessment year, from the end of the relevant assessment year, so it is 31st March of 2021, we have time limit still up to 31st of March 2023. So I've just downloaded, I've just taken ITR1. Now this will be the normal utility what we will download. Now this is a normal utility what we are going to file, but how this can be converted into an updated return? See, this is a normal return we have. In this, we can see the income details, TDS, TCS, taxes paid, etc., etc. So it is just a normal return. But if we want to go for an updated return, where it can be shown, all this is the basic details what we already know: the names, PAN numbers, etc., etc. The main part where the return is getting converted into an updated return is here. It is 1 second. Yeah. So this is the area where we actually show the details, the address, Aadhaar number, etc., etc. Here we will be choosing the thing where the return we will. Yeah, it is here. In this email, mobile number, we will be choosing how the return is filed actually. So in this part, hope it is visible. We will be choosing whether we are going to go for an 139.1 or 139.4 or 139.5 or something like that. If we are going for a continuation of delay, we'll have that section also. Now we can see an extra section called 139.80A. So once if I'm selecting 139.80A, we can see the tabs totally different. So based on this only, we will be inputting our all the other details is like the same thing. So you can see the party which is being generated here. So in this party itself, we can see a new tab has been opened, which is regarding the general information, what you have to provide specifically under 139.80. So only if we go choose the option 139.80, the new tabs or whatever information we have to be given, what we are going to give under 139.80 will be valid. So this is the thing. Now, all the details as such, it is a general information like a name, Aadhaar number, assessment year, or all this part, whether the return previously filed or not. Because we were talking about the person can first time go for return filing, or the person who has already gone for the return filing also can go for an ITRU. So we have to choose whether the person has already filed or not. If the person has already filed, same as usual. Like a normal return, we will be giving what date, what ITR type, and acknowledgement number, date of filing return, etc., etc. So all this is actually normal. It is a thing only what is there. But here, are you eligible for filing an updated return as per the provisions laid down in first, second, and third provisions to section 139.80? So this is what the provisions, what we were discussing in the second and third slides. Which person can go for an ITRU we were discussing. So we have to first give whether we are eligible to go for an ITR updated return. So we have to give yes or no whatsoever. So then we have to give the reasons. Already that it is able. Just we have to select for what reason. So we can see so many: return previously not filed, income not responded correctly, reported correctly, wrong heads of income has been chosen. So whatever the breakups or whatever the various classifications we saw, it is here. So based on that, we have to select. If we select return previously not filed, then we have to move on to the next one. Are you filing the updated return during the period? So for what period? Between 12 months, we were talking about the first 12 months and 12 to 24 months. We have to correctly select on which period we are going to do, because the tax rate is going to differ, because this is an automatic calculation. Everybody knows this, because this is an automatic Excel utility which we have downloaded from the income tax department. So based on this period what we are selecting, based on that only the tax rate will change. So we have to give whether it is within first 12 months or in the next 12 to 24 months. So automatically the tax rate, the additional tax rate, it automatically gets changed to, or it will be taking 50%. So that is a very important thing. If we give erroneously, of course, in validation error, it will show, because assessment error automatically it is choosing whether it is it is not choosing, actually it automatically validates that whether we are giving in the first 12 months or we are giving in the second 12 months. So perfectly you have to compulsorily choose in which period as there. Whether I have to choose, yes, you have to choose, because the additional tax liability is based on this period only. So this is very important. Now, and the next part is they'll be asking whether you want to update the return because of reducing your carry forward losses or not. Yes, you have to select yes or no here, whether you want to reduce the losses or whether you have to pay the taxes. Because if you want to reduce the losses, your previous year's losses has to be reduced there. Or if you're going to pay the taxes, that is not an issue, because you're going to pay the taxes and you're going to produce the challan details here. That is not an issue. But if you're going to reduce the losses, compulsorily you have to give yes or no, because you have to enter the details for which year, which detail the losses are going to be updated or reduced. For that purpose, this yes or no has to be given. And the next is, if suppose the return what you have already done is an original return or revised return, or updated return is filed already for the already been filed, this is only for the first time or second time, all those details has to be filled here. So this is about the second page. And TDS, TCS, all these provisions is normal in the Excel utility, is the same thing. It is not something new what is coming in the updated return, but we can see a part B, which is ATI. Okay, so this is a very much important part, or based on this only we are actually calculating our additional income. So in this heading itself, we can see a name called computation of total updated income and tax payable. So normally in our Excel utility, we can find out computation of income and tax payable, but here it is computation of total updated income and tax payable. So even though there is a details or not, one thing I have to tell you, if suppose the person has already filed the return and already a JSON will be there in the income tax side, if the person wants to download the pre-filled data, yes, very well, they can pre-fill the data, because in the right side, we can see the option that validate next, calculate tax, general XML, import from the Excel utility of the same year, import from XML. So already if the person has filed or any details for this relevant assessment year, if there is already in the income tax side, you can very well import it and you can alter. For this purpose only they have given. So if already filed and you are selecting 113 and 88, that details both will appear here. So that is the next change in the ITR updated return. So now coming to the part B. So whatever income we have missed out, only the additional income what we have missed out, only that we can see. We can see heads of income under which additional income income is being returned as per the updated return. So only if the person is having additional income, only that additional income has to be set. Say all the 5 heads, let it be some income from salary, income from host property, whatever it is. So whatever the additional incomes the assessee wants to show, all that they can enter here. They can have the total income, total additional income, and total income as per the valid return. If the return has already been filed earlier, that detail alone we have to give. If the person has not filed the return earlier, then this B part is not applicable to them. So only if the person has already filed the return. Why this column is given is because this minus this F minus A minus B only is the difference total updated income. Only for this updated income, we will be paying additional tax, because I was telling you in the beginning. So for that reason only, they have given the total income as per the last valid return also. Now the total updated income as per BTI, whatever as per this head, that is what is given. So the total updated income will be there. Next is the tax part. All this is pre-filled only. If you give the amount, the tax amount get automatically calculated. Everybody knows this. So if any amount refundable, if any there, that has to be given. Amount payable on the basis of last valid return. Suppose we have filed the return earlier, and if any amount has been paid as the tax, that amount has to be shown here. Or if any refund we have already claimed in the return, what we have filed already, that refund amount has to be shown here. And the total refund issued, all this information is based on the returns what we have filed earlier. It is not new. Now next one is about fees for default. I was telling you about 234F. If the person has already filed the return, then 234F will not come. Only if the person is filing for the first time, he has not filed earlier. Now only the person directly filing ITRU, of course, the fees for default 234F will come. Now if any regular assessment income will be taken, so refund issued, all this is automatically calculatable. So additional income tax liability will be calculated. We can see additional income tax liability 50% of 9 minus 7. Because I was telling you, the system takes automatically 12 months or 12 to 24 months. Now this is actually assessment year 2021. So while showing this, it is automatically between 12 to 24 months only. We cannot see any option there. Only one option is there, because we know very well there is only time limit up to 31st of March 2003. So automatically that first 12 months option is disabled there automatically. So you cannot choose also. So automatically you have to select between 12 to 24 months only for this assessment year, for this particular assessment year. So automatically what is happening here is the additional income tax liability on updated income gets automatically calculated as 50% on 9 minus 7. 9 minus 7 is nothing but your aggregate liability on the additional income. And if any additional fee, because that for additional fee, the person cannot pay additional tax. Right. So now what it is doing is, it is actually deducting the fee 234F. If the assessee is paying anything, it will deduct that, and only on the balance amount, that 50% additional tax liability will be coming. And this is what about tax amount payable. And this is already what we know, tax paid or tax due, that comes upon. So this is a tax payable only as per the updated return. So this details, you cannot give the details of payment already you have made for the earlier return or something like that. We are making payment only under section 140B, that is for an updated return. So only that challan details has to be given here. Same like our tax details, but here it is, but here it is just the details. Okay. Sorry. Some issue. It's okay. But that's all there in Excel. Automatically it get validated. This is about thing. I'll just show you the total updated return, how it happens. The total ITR in a PDF. This is what the final details what we do submit into the submit to the income tax department actually. Hope it is visible to everyone. So this is the final return what we file into the income tax department, and that's it. The details whatsoever we give, same we have to convert into JSON file. We have to just open into the e-filing. Instead of selecting 139.1, we will be selecting 139.8A under that specific relevant assessment year, and we will be choosing 139.8A, and this converted JSON file we have to upload. All the procedures will be the same. Nothing in that. Only in that Excel utility, we have to choose whether we are going for an updated return or whatsoever. Only if you choose that option, we can see the two tabs. What we have to give the details related to the additional income, the tabs will be open for that reason only. So this is the final return what we are actually filing into the income tax. It is nothing but the same Excel utility getting into a PDF. Nothing that. So this is the part A what we saw already in the Excel, the general information about the client which we have, about the assessee, what the things has to be given here. This is about the general information, the same assessment year, return previous year, all this we have seen in that Excel file. So we are choosing the reason why the updating return has been shown. So whether we are filing updating return up 12 months or between 12 to 24 months, all that I have shown in the utility directly to you. So whether we are filing updated return, all these details. And this is about the updated income, what we saw in Excel already. So this is about the heads of income, where the additional income is being shown by the assessee now. So all the heads, they will show. And the income, the taxes will be calculated automatically. This is up to we saw. And the tax payment only as per the updated return. I was telling you about that 140B section. So 140B is specifically for the taxes we are paying under the updated return. It is not like our it is not the taxes which we have already paid for or already shown or in our original return. It is actually only for the updated return. And below that itself, we can show the tax payment which have already done as advanced tax or self-assessment tax or regular assessment tax credit, which has claimed in the which has not been claimed in the earlier return. We know very well some of our clients will come to us and suddenly they will say our client only filed the TDS very late, but already the return has been filed. We have not taken any TDS. So in that case, if the TDS or advanced tax the assessee has not given to us, or we have missed out, or the assessee has missed out, but we should not have been claimed. Only that part alone can be shown in this, which has already been there. So this is about 140B2. That's it. And this, as usual, the verification. And with this, we will be closing that utility, and it automatically gets converted into one JSON. And that JSON, we will be filing into the ITRU. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. I think I've completed before 5 minutes itself.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, hi.
This session is useful.
Yes. This was a wonderful session, and we have some few questions.
Yeah, please.
For you.
Yeah.
So can I go for questions? Okay.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah. There is one question is, what is the difference between updated ITR, belated ITR, and revised ITR?
Okay. The difference between belated ITR, revised ITR, and an updated ITR.
Yes.
See, actually, the belated return is something, the return which has not been filed within the due date. That is called the belated return. Normally, the returns has to be filed within, say, 31st of July, or if it is going to be the tax audit return, it is 31st of October. This is the due dates. But if the assessee has not filed the return on 31st July or say 31st October, now the time limit is up to 31st of December, where the assessee can go for a belated return. So that is called the time limit for belated return. Revised return is something where the assessee has already filed the return, and now the assessee has missed or made some errors or omissions like that. The assessee can very well go for revising the original return. So an assessee can go for how many revised returns also they can go. So any return which is filed after the due date is called the belated return. Revised return is something where the original return is getting revised again and again. So that is called as revised return. But updated return is one thing where the assessee can go for updated return only after December. So only up to December, the belated return or revised return can be filed. But the updated return is something, the return which can be filed only after that 31st December of the event assessment year. Hope it is clear.
Okay. Yes, it is. It is clear. There is a question: can a salaried person file ITRU if his tax? This question is not complete, but I can figure it out. That can a salaried person file ITRU if he has missed the return?
Yes, ma'am. Very well, they can do it because this ITRU is not specifically for individuals or partnership. I think I've highlighted in the first itself. So true. This because even the Excel utility, what I was showing is actually ITR1 only. So ITR1 is actually for the persons, salaried persons. So any person, those who have missed income, they can very well go for an ITR1. It is not specifically for any person like individual or something. The person one who has missed income, they can very well go. Okay, but here I have a question. In salaried person, everything is deducted while TDS under 192 is deducted by the employer. In this case, the liability will be nil. Okay. There is no tax will come. So how this ITRU will work? As you said that it will amount to additional tax. So in the salaried case, it will not available. It will not applicable. It is not possible.
No?
Not possible at all. Only if the person is having additional income and additional tax, only in that case ITRU can be filed. Otherwise, it cannot be filed.
Okay, because 192 after deducting TDS, they are calculating the additional tax, right? On the balance amount which is liable to pay tax.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. And is there any option that we can, in case there is a change in the head of income, in that case, can we file ITRU? Like we have shown some capital gain into other source and other source into capital gain or something like that.
Yeah, very well. We can file the updated return because one main option is that if the person is going for a wrong head of income, ITRU is very well applicable. But once again, there is a case. If there is capital gains, the rate is different. Other sources, the rate is different. So once again, if the person wants to go for an additional rate of tax, yes, very well, they can go for an ITRU.
Okay. One more thing. If suppose a client has not filed his ITR for assessment year 21-22,
okay,
he has around tax credit under 26 years of about rupees 4 lakhs.
Okay.
And the tax arising out of his income is rupees 3 lakhs. Okay. So that is a refund of 1 lakh.
Okay.
In this case, we can file ITRU for claiming refund.
No, once again, again, I was highlighting because it is beneficial to the department, not to the assessee.
Yeah.
Because it is very well clear, even then in the options, when we are choosing that utility, whenever you have to pay the taxes high, then that option only is available. So if the person wants to go for a higher refund, it is not possible at all.
Yeah. And one question from my side, I have a question.
Yeah,
the utility value, you have shown the utility, there is a option, there is a section you have shown that return can be filed under 139(1), belated return, revised return. Okay, then there is one option of this. Now there is there were one more option of condonation of delay return. So what is difference between condonation and this return? Because we can also go for condonation of return, right? Government has given this opportunity to us to file return, but what I can say that this return is with additional tax liability, or it is an additional tax burden on the assessee.
Exactly, yes. But one thing, what I could just add upon is condonation of delay is where the assessee can go only when the person has not filed the return.
Yeah.
But here, the person who has already filed the return also can get updated, no? So this is a very big advantage to the assessee.
Yeah, but in case the company, in case a person has not filed a return, so it is better for him to go for a condonation rather than going for a ITRU.
Yeah, sure. No doubt of it. No doubt of it. No doubt of it, ma'am. Actually, this is actually beneficial to the persons who has already filed the return.
Yes.
Yeah. And not for the small assessees also. The small assessees can very well go for the condonation of delay and easily do. Why they have to end up in paying 25% or 50%?
And why people will increase their liability and show the extra income.
Exactly.
if on the other side, if I update if I file the updated return, there may be a chance of getting into the scrutiny and all.
Of
That
course.
litigation will also come into the picture, na?
Of
So
course.
while filing ITRU, we have to be careful.
Seriously,
Actually,
I think that what is the department's intention, because they wanted to get the tax also, and they wanted to pull down the previous years also, so that the SSA gets caught easily. They themselves.
Yes, department is behind the people. Behind the tax.
I think exactly. It is my opinion. From my point of view, it is actually that only.
Yes, actually, even after seeing all this, is now additional 25% you have to pay. Or if you are filing within 12 months, after 12 months, it is 50% too. It is for a mid person or for a small person, it is not possible to go for this return.
Yeah, exactly.
If in case there is some emergency, like we have to go for visa application or something, then in that case only people will prefer this ITRU, the small people.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay, so other questions are there, but they all are like while this presentation, all are almost solved.
Okay.
The queries.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and
if any queries also, you can please mail us. Surely I'll be giving reply on any questions regarding ITRU also.
Yeah. Now I would like to give a formal vote of thanks. First of all, thanks to CA Preeti Savla ji, the Vice Chairperson of Women Member Empowerment Committee, for giving me this opportunity to be a coordinator for this session. Then the speaker of today, CASK Saranya Pari, for giving this detailed knowledge on ITRU, and further the detailed in-depth knowledge and presenting us the utility of ITR, because some of the questions are there whether a separate ITR utility is there for ITRU. So that you have also solved in your presentation. So it is, we can say it is in-depth, and it is a deep dive session on ITRU today. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful session.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you so much. And now I'll say CASN Vinod Thene. CA Vinod Thene. Yes, over to you. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Good evening, all. I take my pleasure in thanking CA SK Saranya Pari once again on my behalf. It was not less than a workshop on ITRU. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I take the privilege to introduce the speaker of the next session, CA Pallavi, ma'am. An entrepreneur, author, and an artist with a mission to encourage and empower the upcoming entrepreneurs and working professionals. She is an example for our today's topic, how to win as a women entrepreneur. She is a proud member of our institute and has a decade-long career in our entrepreneur journey, and she's seen many ups and downs in her career, which she will share to us and help us to get into the entrepreneurial field. I now hand over the session to CA Pallavi ma'am for highlighting us on how to win as a women entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vinodini, for such a generous introduction. And here I would take this opportunity to thank Preeti ma'am and Sri Priya ma'am as well for giving me this opportunity. And it's really a remarkable moment for me as well, as I'm going to interact with my fraternity. And being a women entrepreneur, I always feel that we women had that special instinct or have that special power to go out loud and do anything that is possible. I mean, we can make everything possible. So this is all our mindset that needs to be changed. So first of all, I believe that all that starts is from dreaming big, because the bigger results will come only after you will dream big out of it. So when talking about dreams, I would like to share with you a story. It was back in 2008 when these Facebook and Twitter and Amazon, these words became a buzzword, and the media, which was a very on a level of news channels or newspapers, there was a sign that a new era is coming, that something paradigm shift is going to happen in the coming future, and rest is history. We all experience that now. Media has changed 360-degree these days. So this girl I am talking about is her name is Shraddha Sharma. She was an executive working with a media house, and she tapped this opportunity. She foresee that this change is about to come, so she started writing blogs, and now it is known as Your Story. Who is not aware of this name? I guess everyone know about them. Your Story is such a big unicorn at this point of time. It has if last I remember that I recall is that their turnover was around $65 million, and they have 20 investors in their company now. Now their funding has been done 6 times. 6 times they have done their funding in last quarter, last year, and it is $14.5 million total investment that 20 investors has done in this company. So it was this girl, this woman entrepreneur, who had that dream, who tapped that opportunity and just went ahead. She so let me just tell you that this is the platform. When they talk about startup ecosystem, they discuss about what is the journey of an entrepreneur. See, it is altogether a different experience, which I would suggest my viewers also to go ahead and read about. So let's start with our session now. And here I would like to share with you how to set up a business. See, right now I'm not going to talk to you about any technical thing, like, because we being from this fraternity, we know how to incorporate a company or register a firm. So I'm not going to talk to you about these technical terms. But yes, I would like to share with you the zeal, where to drive it from, and how to decide it further to come up with this idea. So first and foremost thing to start any business is business idea. See, business idea is actually a reason behind why someone becomes an entrepreneur, right? So if you have that idea in your mind, you just have to ask certain questions to yourself. So is my idea innovative solution to everyday problem? If not everyday, then at least some common problems. Is my product or service or my invention is going to fill a gap in the market? Or I have a hobby or an interest which can be monetized? Or up till now in my career, have I gained so much experience? So can I find an opportunity to utilize that experience, that skill? So if answer to these questions, I would request you guys also to think about it and do this little exercise even after this session. And just think about it. If this answer to any of these questions or a combination of these questions is yes, now, then you are sitting here to be the next entrepreneur. Now, next, I would talk about funding. Funding is a fuel to any business. No money, no business, right? So funding is basically, you can come up with this funding through bootstrapping also. Bootstrapping is a term which is used, which means its literal meaning is that when you are using your available resources and then coming up with something. So bootstrapping over here means that in the business means that you're putting your own funds, your own savings. For example, you've been working with any company since years and you have saved some, you have some savings, and now you're using that savings in doing further business or materializing your idea, business idea. So let me tell you, this is the most conservative approach. It has low risk, but it is not the only solution that we have in terms of funds, because आपके पास business idea होता है, but it's not necessary that you have that money. You can't wait to save that much amount of money and then go ahead. So bootstrapping could be for someone who already have it, but there are other options as well. There's nothing to dishearten if we don't have that much amount of savings. Second is we can go ahead with taking loans from our friends or from family. It all depends on how much trust you have on them and vice versa. And the third most convenient and the most helpful source, which will never judge you, but yes, they will check if you can repay it or not. It is not necessary that it is a secure source. It could be without collaterals also. Unsecured sources are also there to take loan from banks or financial institutions. So these could be three common ways from where you can arrange funding for fueling your business idea. Third point over here is decisiveness. So being decisive is to make quick decisions, and the decisions that are effective for you and your business, and you are actually coming up with a solution for your client, not just that you have tick marked that okay, मैंने service दे दिया है, I am fine to good to go with. It's not like that. And this is also a truth that, for example, there is a young entrepreneur, say of the age 23, 24, and we are thinking that they are not of that much age, or they don't have that much experience that they could be good decision maker. Let me tell you this thing, decision making can be acquired as well. So there are many sources by which we can brush our knowledge, or we can learn from others' experiences and then be good in decision making and then apply their experiences in our lives. So first and foremost is we should read books, success stories from reliable blogs or newspapers or magazines. Second is also there are certain techniques through which we can use and find out a solution or make a decision in a more evaluated and technical way. And few of them we are already aware are like decision matrix, Eisenhower matrix, जिसको कहते हैं, then time management matrix. We must be aware of those 4 quadrant matrix for urgent, important, depending upon how we prioritize our task. Then next is mind mapping. So all these techniques can be easily used to have that instinct or have that thing of decision making in your mind. So when I'm talking about this word instinct, why am I repeating this again and again is because there are certain times in our life that risk is very high. Your whole future is dependent onto that thing. Then let me tell you, no principles, no matrices will help you at all. You have to listen to your instinct. You have to think from your perspective. There only your real, Agni Pariksha is the right word taken over here. So that will happen. So being decisive is another important trait when we are thinking of going ahead as an entrepreneur. Next is networking. Actually, it is the most important pillar. And since we are sitting here in Sky High Symposium, and WMEC has given this opportunity where actually we are networking with each other. So these kind of platforms are where we should register ourselves and where we should take a subscription, even if it costs something. If it is for our better business in future, we should go ahead for that. Next is, I would like to introduce, if some people don't know about it, it is WEP, Women Entrepreneurs Platform. It can be Googled as www.wep.gov.in. This is an initiative taken by this is an initiative by Niti Aayog, like Startup India, which is taken care by DPIIT. Similarly, this is taken care by Niti Aayog. So this is a special platform for women, and they can interact with each other. They can increase their network, even fundings, incubation centers, all such facilities, market survey, etc. Anything is possible to do with this platform WEP. Next is we can join a particular association or group. Like we are aware, there are many associations already available in the direction. If, for example, we are choosing to start a business of incense sticks, then there is association made for them, or there are WhatsApp groups or Telegram groups available for them. So we can join those groups, we can join that fraternity just to gain their knowledge, their experiences. And third, most common, LinkedIn or other media platforms, WhatsApp, Telegram, I have already shared with you guys. So all these platforms, all these available things, stuffs can help you increase your horizon. You will learn a lot once you enter any of these networks. Next is right mentorship. Now, we already have Preeti ma'am and Sri Priya ma'am as our mentors over here. And other than this, we can also take mentorship from our elder ones in our family, whom we look up as they are good business entrepreneurs, or if they have been very successful in their career. And let me tell you, it's not only about success. One who has failed in their career will give you even a better learning. So just thinking and evaluating about who could be my mentor, and it should not be like we are sticking to only one mentor. It's not necessary or compulsory. So जितना भी knowledge जिससे भी हम acquire कर सकते हैं, उनको हम religiously follow करके we should go ahead. And nowadays there is this culture of, even actually after pandemic, this thing has happened, that people are coming up as business coaches, and they are giving online courses, and they're hand holding people, giving their mentorship, and telling people how to in advance they can prepare themselves for in their businesses which you are going to start. So taking their membership, taking enrolling to their courses, enrolling to their support, whatever possible support they have, then it would be a better idea to go ahead this way. So let me give you an example over here. For example, if somebody is planning to start a business of cloud kitchen, which is very famous these days, especially in metro cities. So this cloud kitchen complete business can be explained by XYZ person. You just have to Google it and evaluate whether that person's program or scenario is best suiting your, or best fitting your business idea or not. So likewise, we should have a mentor so that we are confirming ourselves that we are moving in a correct direction. So all these things are, sometimes we have that best idea, we have that zeal to do, and we are simply waiting for that small validation, a small push that, yes, you can do it, you should go ahead, avoid these things, or focus on these things. These are your strength areas. Or if you are fearing about something, these are your areas which are making you feel low, work on them. So mentors are really very helpful in this case. Next is overcome fear and social expectation. Now, this is something which is going to change our mindset, or I believe we will try our best to make change in the society if we follow this thing, which I'm going to share with you. Fear, the full form, face everything and rise. भी हो सकता है. So we can change our mindset likewise. Actually, fear is an opportunity. We should not see it from a negative perspective. It is an opportunity. It has led to so many inventions on earth. So fear hona is very important, I guess. And then when we are talking about social expectation, here I will quote an example of Indira Nooyi. She is former chairman of PepsiCo. So on the day of her promotion, when she was promoted as chairman of PepsiCo, she received call from her boss about the news around after 8:30 or 9 p.m. around. And she was so happy. She was there in her office at that time. She was so happy that she closed down all the work and decided to go home. And she will share this wonderful news with her family in person and hug them and take their blessings. So straight away, she headed towards her house. Her mother was in the house and she heard her car engine, and she immediately rushed towards the garage where she was going to park her car. And her mother was standing there on the door. The moment she came out from the car, her mother said, wait, Indira, don't enter the house. First, go to the grocery shop, bring milk. We are out of milk today. Kids are waiting since so long and you're so late. Indira was like, okay, where is my husband? Why didn't you ask him to go? So her mother said that, oh, he's very tired. He came back home at 8 p.m. You just go fast and just get it done. So see, this is the mindset our generation is carrying since generations, that only women is responsible to take care of the household stuff. And I am not saying that it is a drawback, but we women have that acumen of handling it. But yes, this happened with the PepsiCo chairman as well. So what I'm thinking over here is, so again the conversation continued over. She came back, gave as a good daughter, gave that milk to her mother, and said, "Hey, Mama, I have a great news with me that I have become chairman of PepsiCo." And even you are not interested in listening to my happy moment or my happy news, and you are asking me to bring the milk. I am really hurted. So her mother said, "Wait, Indira, you are you could be the chairman of PepsiCo. Okay, the moment you are entering the house, you are the mother, you are the wife, you are the daughter. So leave that crown in the garage and then enter my house." Just imagine, Indira Nui has faced this, and she has herself shared this experience of hers in an interview. So this kind of mindset or this kind of expectation our society has from us women, we have to change it. Only we are the one who can bring the change we want to see. So, but we have acumen to handle it and gracefully go ahead in our journey. So no one can stop us, frankly speaking. Next is that control over emotions. Yes, we women have that special emotional quotient in us, that I understand. But sometimes people misunderstand it with that feminism means weak. Yes, we cry very easily, we are very emotional people, but that doesn't mean that we are weak. That means that we are mentally as well as emotionally strong. We know how to channelize our emotions. So women are it is just a way to express better. It doesn't mean that we are weak. So let's use this emotional quotient of ours, and we add our skills in our personality and gracefully go ahead, take care of our employees, take care of our clients with that special emotion quotient that we have in us. That is an X factor, actually. I believe it is not a negative quotient. So controlling our emotions over here is very important. Now sometimes people misunderstand this thing that agar aap business woman ban gaye hain, or if you're an entrepreneur, you have to act in anger, that I am the boss attitude. It's not like that. You can be humble, can be modest, can be polite, and can run $1 million companies. It is possible to do all together. And only women have that power to do it. And we know that perfectly. So setting up a business here, my sharing my information passing on to you, according to me, these were the emotions that I had while starting my business. So I guess it could help someone, at least a single person is getting charged up and getting inspired by my words. I think my purpose is solved today. So next we will be talking about role of female entrepreneurs in changing the society. We are definitely giving that important yardstick to our society, to our economic strength, by increasing the per capita income and giving employment, generating jobs. We are the one who are infusing money to our economy. We are playing a big role into that. So I think there's not much to talk about it, because we all know how we are contributing. Secondly is transforming the social norms. A strong woman uplifts others. Women are setting up the factories in backward areas to avail the resources concessions and those subsidies encouraged by government, and thus eradicating those regional disparities. We are bringing this equality in the society. We are transforming its norms. Third is that enriching the living standard. Now, who is a better person who could make a good budget other than a woman? See, we are taking care of our household since years, since generations. So we are the best one to decide the budget, frankly speaking. So thanks to all the women entrepreneurs that people can live their life at a good standard and at a budget which could be a reasonable one. You don't have to lose your pockets like anything and then live that standard of living, increase that standard of living, uplift it. So it is not the case. So we women are bringing the change in our society in this way as well. Now we are pioneers as an innovator. Guys, you might have heard about Aditi Gupta. So Aditi Gupta is founder of Menstrupedia. Menstrupedia is a series of books. Actually, it is a comic book through which they are teaching adolescents or children at the age when they are finding that transformation of emotions and hormones in their body at the stage of puberty, periods. So these teachings are something that parents or teachers used to avoid or used to do in silo, so that boys should not come to know about this or girls should not come to know about this. So these things, these stereotypes, these mental blocks have been eradicated by this girl, Aditi Gupta, with such an innovative idea of introducing these things in the form of comics. So I guess this is something revolutionary, innovative that she has thought about, and thus we are pioneering as innovators. Next is developing a sense of independence. Directly or indirectly, we are playing a paramount role in environmental protection, backward and forward integration, and we are acting like a change agent. So, the entrepreneurship is the only tool that can bring that independence and individuality to women that we were lurking since years, since ages. So over here, I would like to share that we have that power to use our talent and generate revenue, which will help us and our, children, our coming generation, in leading a respectful life and with that utmost dignity. Now, next is preventive violence against women. So, this violence is a big concern which we women have to face in our society. I am not talking about anyone particularly, but still there are people, there are women who are facing domestic violence. So once you get to know about this power now, this women entrepreneurship. So women entrepreneur not only made themselves independent, but they have also uplifted other women and helped them in standing on their own feet. So this is the power of being an entrepreneur. Now, next is educating the world. Guys, you all might have heard about this, that when a woman is being educated, she is actually educating the whole family. So over here, I would like to say that women remained an untapped reservoir of talent over the years, but not anymore. We together can encourage each other and come forward as the entrepreneurs, as the leaders who can lead. If they can lead their house, they can lead the society as well. So next, coming up to the mindset shift. Guys, we have our business idea. We know how we are contributing in our society. We know how to go ahead with the things. But there could be a mindset which is not, letting us come forth. See, it's not about that I am talking about women entrepreneurship today. That is why you guys are thinking. Not at all. You might have those dreams, or you might have been working over those dreams since years, since couple of months. But there could be some problem why we are unable to, cross some obstacles. And that could be just our mindset. So we can make a shift in our mindset and then succeed. So first and foremost is the obstacle is the way. Why I'm saying this, I hope many people would have seen Big Boss this year. If you are not a Big Boss fan, since on any social media platform or anywhere, you would be aware of this contestant, Abdu Rozit. This guy was identified with a disease called ricket in his childhood, wherein his growth hormones just stopped and he couldn't, increase in his height, and he is just 3 feet tall. But guys, this was an obstacle which he turned into his opportunity. And look at his fan following. People are going mad after him. And whenever we watch those babies videos and get happy about, if you are not in a good state of mind, and when we see babies videos, we go happy. Similar is with this guy, Abdul Rozak. Just try to look at him, watch him for some time if you have not if you are still not aware about him. So make an obstacle your way, use it. Next is more work is not equals to more results, guys. Whenever we start a business in the initial stage, whenever our clients are asking us about something, we come with only one answer. Yes, I can do it. I will do it for you, sir. Ma'am, definitely. I will be doing. But you know what? There is no compulsion of saying yes every time. So what I'm trying to say over here is that even if that client is a best suit for you or not, best fit for you or not, you should analyze it. And you don't have to just show that you can do more and more work and you are so hardworking. No, be a smart working person. You don't have to be that hardworking person, because your best can come out of you if you have not exhausted yourself. So always keep that in mind. Just involve yourself in your hobbies or in anything you like for some time, for a few minutes of the day, so that you don't get exhausted, and after getting exhausted you don't bring out that best out of you to deliver to your clients. So this is the thing. Next is good for her and not for you. So here I'm talking about comparisons. Guys, comparison is something which is thief of a joy. Everyone has their own set of circumstances, priorities, ideal destinations in mind. Just cheer each other. Don't make comparisons. That person started business with me or after me and they have achieved to this level, etc. You are fighting your own battle and they are fighting their own battle. You don't know their starting point. Might be it was years ago and they executed it now. It depends on their planning, their preparation. So never ever compare yourself with anybody else. And definitely learning from others is good, but with that negative feeling of getting insecure after making those comparisons, these are all shallow-minded things which we should avoid straight away. Fear is your friend. Now we can fall in this dilemma and we can think about that. Oh my God, what if I mess up? Oh my God, what if they say no to my proposal, my prospects? What if I am disappointed with whether I would be able to do it or not? So all these questions are actually good because you are concerned about the outcomes. Agar aapko ye questions nahi aayenge, then there is a problem. So like I shared earlier, fear's full form is face everything and rise. Fear is actually paving a path for you to walk onto. You prepare yourself even before the event has occurred. So fear के साथ friendship is zaruri. Okay. Then failing is learning. We all know failures are key to success. We have heard that quote. So at least you tried. Failure means at least you tried. Only doers are the one who fail. Don't get upset with the failure thing, because it is not the end of the life. It is not the end of the story. They are just beginning. So as long as you are learning from failures, from the mistakes and missteps, so you are still moving forward. Keep yourself motivated about it. Next is that experiencing your offer is a privilege. Now here, I would like to say that the more you are feeling it as a privilege that you are receiving an opportunity from someone, from your prospects, the more it is an opportunity for them as well. So your offer is equivalent privilege to them, as equivalent it is privilege to you that they have given you opportunity. So always cherish that. Do not ever think, say, ki initial stage of business mein ki, oh my God, I wish I can offer this also, so that I can turn around this deal. Don't sit or don't go ahead for, patawing a client in this way. there is no such thing in the business. You are giving them something out of those deliverables. They are going to gain something, a solution to their problem. So it is a privilege to them also. All right. So next is selling can be easy. If somebody from who has experienced sales, if they're watching my video or my conference over here, so they would say that what is this she's talking about? Sales is not easy. We know, hamare dil se pucho. But actually, it is not difficult. It's just about listening to understand the prospect, deciding whether your offer is a good fit or not. And if it is, then you are helping them assess and decide their next step. So I trust myself to be honest about my offer. I trust my client to make the right choice for them. So don't ever think about ki turnaround hoga nahi hoga. I can go ahead with doing this thing for that person. No, let them decide. You just be fair about your deliverables, your thing that you can provide to them. So here, mindset shift can definitely help us achieving of what we have already prepared for. Next, we will be talking about an upcoming book in the market, Dear Me, Stay Strong. And this is an opportunity actually for me to introduce it in front of everybody out here. It is written by me. It will be available on Amazon and Flipkart from 5th of February. So this book is basically a story of a women entrepreneur, a girl who was struggling since her childhood. She has gone through a lot, but then ultimately she has made wonders. She is a celebrity fashion designer in my story. It's a complete fiction story, but it is going to give you a lot of learnings, my dear friends. So it is going to be a different experience learning about her roller coaster life with her friend Rohan. And you guys can learn about the power of perseverance, the power of forgiveness, the power of never giving up on your dreams, how to become a strong person who inspires and help others too, and how to fight your battle within you and create your own path. So all these things are deliverables of this book, learnings of this book. So I will definitely try my best to keep everyone posted about its upcoming events. And further, I would like to say that there are many other books in market that if you are an aspiring entrepreneur, or if you are an entrepreneur and just you are hungry for other big idea, other big thing in your life, then you should read few other stories as well, like My Life in Full, again by Indra Nui. I think she's my favorite. That is why I keep on quoting her name. Next is Indomitable. This is written by former chairman of SBI, Arundhati Bhattacharya ji. Next is Path Made Clear. It is written by Oprah Winfrey. Again, she is my favorite. Then another is written by Charlene Walters, and the name of this book is Launch Your Inner Entrepreneur. And last, which I guess everyone knows about, if you are a CA, you will definitely know about it, is Rich Dad Poor Dad. Let me tell you, read this book. Your perspective about the money is going to change altogether, completely. Next, we can talk about is that, okay, in Bollywood style as well, I can motivate you to go ahead and inspire yourself to be a woman entrepreneur. So there are few movies in our Bollywood that are celebrating women entrepreneurship. But I hope there should be a movie which is absolutely women-centric and which should come up as inspiring or telling the society how important it is for a woman to be an entrepreneur. So I could quote few names, which you can still go ahead and watch, though the center of the story was not the women entrepreneurship, but still it is going to give that feel, that taste of what exactly I am trying to tell you. First is Band Baja Barat. Amazing. You should watch it if you are starting a business or have already started or at any stage. I mean, it is going to help you out learning from failures of that entrepreneur. Anushka Sharma is playing the part of that entrepreneur in the story. Second is Sonali Cable. Third is Dil Dhadakne Do, where Priyanka Chopra has performed as a very successful entrepreneur in this story. And fourth is English Winglish. Though here Sridevi was having this very small homemade laddu business in the story, but still उनका एक preparation, उनका एक mindset, everything can be a very helpful thing to learn from. So I guess you guys should go ahead and watch those movies. And here I would like to share with you, like in initial slides, I told you that you should learn about other entrepreneurs, their journeys, learn from their perspective, as in various life struggles or events, or even in their failures, not only successes, how they have turned the obstacles into their opportunities. So there are certain names whose stories will help you become a good decision maker in your business as well. First is Indra Nui. Second is Shraddha Sharma, as I have already quoted. Third is Vandana Luthra. She is founder of VLCC. We all are aware of this. Vani Kola, she is founder of Kalari Capital. And then Shivani Podar, she is founder of Fabeli and India. These are the clothing brands. Ritu Kumar, the fashion designer. And because I somewhere researched about Ritu Kumar while writing my story, so that is why I have mentioned her name over here. She is also having an inspiring journey. Then Aditi Gupta, Menstrupedia, as I have already shared the story about Aditi. Then Shubhra Chadda, she is founder of Chumbak. Then Falguni Nair, founder of Nika. Nowadays, she is giving courses as well. If you can go, if you are inspired by her story, you can make her your mentor. It is easily available in the digital digital platform under the name Iron Lady. So there are many names that women entrepreneurs have come up lately. But I have mentioned just a few, and you can refer to many, to other success stories as well, and make your story a history in upcoming years. So now, here coming to almost end of our discussion today. This slide is something which I have prepared, being very close to my thinkings, that I believe, that I feel close to my heart, is that we women are born with a crown. See, we are queens by birth. We already have that crown in our head. It's just that when we are realizing it, when we are thinking about it, it is all that matters. So let's celebrate our womanhood and let's rise together. And here also, I would like to say that be the woman who fixes another woman's crown. And most importantly, without telling the world that it was growth. Because if you are telling the world that you are helping that person, that is not a help, my dear friend. That is another a PR stunt done by you. Okay. So try to do help others without coming up out loud. Next is we are all are fighting our own battle, which we can't survive alone. Let's be a support to each other and rise together, because the satisfaction to find in helping others is equivalent to that you can get when you achieve. So this is what I have today for my session. I guess I have completed it. I have given my idea, my side of story in trying to give in a very short span, but definitely that would be an honor for me to come up and help my people in my fraternity. And whenever you need my support, my help, I'll be just a call or an email away. So this is the last slide is having my information. If anybody wants to save the contact details, most welcome, and anytime to help you guys. And last, happy Republic Day to everyone. Enjoy your holiday and just hoist the flag wherever it is possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us the knowledge and sharing your experience with us. The line that I liked the most is, we should dream, believe, and achieve. That is the important thing. And the thing is, and the second thing is, we should support each other, like this Women Empowerment Committee is doing. Is doing this thing only, and through this platform only we are here and we are connected with each other. So I actually give a very heartedly thank you to the Women Member Empowerment Committee for organizing all the seminars where we can actually exchange our thoughts with everyone. Each one's thought we can apply in our life. We can move further in our life. We can, we know कि ऐसे होती है चीज. It is not अपने साथ ही नहीं हो रहा है.
Correct.
It is obstacle is there in everyone's life, so we have to come up with the obstacle and we have to concentrate on a career and we have to move further. So for that we need to dream, as you said. Then we have to believe on the dream, and if we start believing ourselves in our dream, we can achieve the goals, any goal in our life. So thank you so much for giving an inspiring and motivational today's session. And furthermore, I want to thank the Preeti ma'am and Shri Priya ma'am for giving me this opportunity, for giving this honor to be a part of this today's session. Then I will, last but not the least, I want to thank the all our coordinators for today. That CA Sangeeta Parekh ji, CA SN Vinod Thene ji, for and the other technical support team and the other team which is who are not there in the present in this presentation. So thanks to them also. And last but not the least, the participant who has participated in today's session is also an important thing. Without them it is not possible. So thanks to everyone for joining today's session.